on to the Read and Writing Corner. I'm your host, Leanne, and this is a review of Edge of Dawn by Laura Adrian. I want to welcome you back to the channel, or welcome to the lovely channel. I hope you are doing so wonderful and that you are having a beautiful day. Now, this is a Midnight Breed series novel, but it is the next generation. I had my cat's tail if you've seen it. I don't know if you have, but I was there. This is the beginning of the second overarching plot. And of course, as you can see, it is of course paranormal. About this series, Midnight Breed Next Generation. 20 years have passed. Breed and humans must live openly together following the blood wars of the past, where rogue vampires hunted and fed without discretion. Now it is up to the Order to maintain peace between mankind and the Breed, all while bold new enemies rise from all sides, conspiring to shadow the fragile truce and ignite a new war to end all others. And when they mean all sides, I mean all sides. Well, maybe read this book. It is the 11th book in the series of Midnight Breed, and it is the beginning of the second overarching plot, which makes it the first book in the Midnight Breed next generation. And since I'm already attached to the universe, why not read more? The blurb. There's a small part here that's not on the back of the book, so I'll read that first. In this pulse-pounding and thrilling sensual novel, Laura Adrian returns to the memorizing world of the Midnight Breed, following new characters into a dark future where an uneasy peace can unravel into war, and a great betrayal can mask an all-consuming love. Here's a blurb. 20 years after the terror of First Dawn, when mankind learned that vampires live secretly among them, the threat of violence reigns. The only group preserving the fragile harmony is the Order, an elite card of breed warriors dedicated to protecting humans and vampires alike. Mira, a fiery squad captain, has always believed in the Warriors' code of swift and even lethal justice. But the one thing she desires more than the Order's acceptance is Kellen Archer, a sexy but troubled breed fighter who abandoned the Order years ago. Now Kellen leads a band of human rebels intent on carrying out their own rule of law. But when a kidnapping assignment brings Kellen and Mira face to face, they are forced to take sides between the competing missions that dominate their lives and the electrifying passion that claims their hearts. So that was what this is. The one that I have written down is basically starts off the same. 20 years after the terror of First Dawn, when mankind learned that vampires secretly lived among them, the threat of violence reigns as the two species struggle to coexist. The only group preserving the fragile harmony is the Order, an elite card breed warriors dedicated to protecting humans and vampires alike. And in this precious world of torn loyalties and shattered trust, Mir, a fiery squad captain, finds that every fight bears an intensely personal cost. I'm pretty sure I found this in Amazon. So this is the blurb off from Amazon. Raised among the Order, Mir has always believed in the Warriors' code of swift and even lethal justice. But the one thing she desires more than the Order's hard-won acceptance is Kellen Archer, a sexy but troubled breed fighter. In love with him since childhood, Mira once broke through his tough exterior during an unexpected night of rapture, but the next day he mysteriously disappeared, never to return. Kellen didn't think he would ever see Mira again, or have to confront the truth of why he left. After abandoning the Order years ago, he now leads a band of human rebels intent on carrying out their own vigilante rule of law. Yet a high-profile kidnapping assignment brings him face-to-face with a past he sought to avoid, and a striking woman he has tried desperately to forget. The decisions mount. The risk of bloodshed grows. Kellen and Mira must take sides between the competing mission that dominate their lives and the electrifying passion that claims their heart. So basically they condensed it because the back of the book is like smaller compared to what the blurb could be put on there, I guess. Mira and Kellen parted on bad terms because Kellen just up and left without saying anything. Mira, now captain of her own squad, gets drawn into the plot that Kellen is trying to act out. What will she do? Follow her longtime lover or keep to the Order's code? The setup motives for all the characters that have been in this series from the beginning and the new ones are done well. You already know the majority of the people in the series, so when you meet the new ones, you've already got a good enough understanding of the setups, the motives, the characters' reactions to stuff. You get to read their growth and changes that were done as the years have gone by, that the Order has teen children now. Like, Mira is not a teenager anymore. She's not a frightened little girl anymore either. She's a badass warrior of the Order, thanks to Renata and Nikolai. The characters' reaction to the situations are good. There's Rune is a cage fighter with simple thoughts. Nathan is someone with feelings and attachments. Mira's reactions are very good, and so are Kellen's. The genre is paranormal romance. Did this live up to my expectations? It was good for what it was, but it introduced a lot of questions, like Atlanteans and the breed. They're aliens and enemies? Like, why? What's going on? What's the detailed backstory of that? I really want to know. Which character do I relate to most? Jenna, because she is a mystery and she loves reading. What was more important, the characters or the plot? The plot was heavy in this story because she had to set everything up again as a long time has passed, and between book 10 and 11. The character drama was also cranked up in this because they're teenagers now instead of full-blown adults that have been around for hundreds of years on the male side and plain old adults on the female side, for 90% of them at least. This is all like teenagers. Like, these two are the only ones I think of that aren't teenagers in the startup of the series. Rest are like literally teenagers. Teenagers scare the living shit out of me. There are 6 POVs in this story, and it of course didn't affect my reading at all. Before I end this with, I will end this with, should you go and read this story/series? Yes, if you like vampires, Altaeans, mystery, aliens, and romance. Yeah, you should. So, bye people who don't want to be spoiled. Bye now. You should know the routine. Go on. Have fun somewhere else. Watch another video. Read the book. Then come back and finish watching the video. In the first few chapters, you meet the main characters, side characters, and the important reoccurring characters. You have Darian Thorne. He is the son of Lucan and Gabriella Thorne with the ability to find rogue nests. You have Jordana Gates. She's the best friend of Karis. Who is Karis, you might ask? Karis Chase, daughter of Sterling and Tavia Chase. She has the ability of Shadow Bender, photographic memory, a daywalker, and can eat normal human food. With a fraternal twin called Eric. Eric Chase is also the son of Sterling and Tavia Chase, with also the ability of shadow bending, daywalker, and can eat human food. He is, of course, a fraternal twin of Karis. Rune is the son of Phineas Riordan. Real name is Aiden Riordan, cage fighter, cannot feel pain, lover of Karis. That's his ability, by the way. He can't feel pain. Xander Raphael Rafe Malabanchi. He is the son of Dante and Tess Malabanchi. He has a healing ability like his mother. Never mind, they do tell you his name. You have Balthazar Bao. His nickname is Bao. They have, it's an unknown ability. They don't tell you. Jillian Webb, unknown ability. You don't know what they have. Torin, you don't even know that this person has a last name. He can detect and interpret shifts in energy forces. Then you have Eli for short, unknown ability. Then you have Jax, unknown ability. That's all you get out of Jax. Then you have Jeremy Achmayer. He created the UV light technology for a different reason, not to kill the breed, and was killed because of his uncle wanting to use it against the breed. Reginald Crow, an Atlantean that almost kills most of the Order for his queen. It's the setup of the first book. I mean, look at all that lovely new stuff you get. But here's something that I think we should have. The important lingo will pertain to the rest of the story and the rest of the series. We're going to put those here. You have the Global Nations Council. It is the nation's leaders around the world which gather to talk about issues. Then you have the Joint Urban Security Task Force Initiative Squad of Justice, spelled Justis. It is a breed human law enforcement organization. Opus Nostrum, the breed human Atlanteans trying to kill off the breed and start a war. The nightly feeding curfew, cannot feed after a certain hour. The colony, the Atlantean realm hidden from the world and the queen of Atlanteans. Atlantis, the Atlantean realm hidden from the world. UV bullets, sun and a bullet. UV lights that are act like the sun. Red Dragon is a drug to cause instant blood lust. That's all the lingo for that. Some of it will come up later. Some of it I'll probably never mention again, but at least you'll know it when you go into reading the book, if you haven't already read it. There are several POVs in this, and they are Mira Lucan Bowman aka Kellen Archer, Dorian, Nathan, and Charles Benson. And I did not remember who the fuck Charles Benson is because he's not in there. Why did I write him down? You know, when I write this stuff down, I don't understand why I do stuff I do or why I don't put in names I don't put in. I don't understand it sometimes. My favorite character was Mira for her love of Kellen. Even after all this time and her confusion and not understanding why he left her, she still loved him. My most disliked character this time around was Lucan, if you can believe that, because you don't actually get to meet many of the characters that are behind the second coup of all this. For bowing to the demands of others for the sake of peace with humans without considering his own kind's troubles. Like the global nations, they talk about all this stuff and they make demands of Lucan, and Lucan, who wants just peace for his brethren to be at peace with the humans and to keep it from becoming a war, bow down to their demands instead of trying to stick up for his own people as well, saying, hey, look, we share this world with you. We were born on this planet. We just want to be here in peace. So here's our side of the stuff. So he's like, okay, well, you want this, you want that, like the nightly feeding curfew. Like, really? It was told in chronological order with appropriate language. There was foreshadowing and suspense, like Kellen had accidentally looked into Mira's eyes and saw his death, but not how it had happened or where it happened or why it happened. He just stopped and left after that, saying, oh, I saw my death, I gotta go. There was suspense on the life and death of Lucan and his order because they went to a party that was supposed to be celebrating the Global Nationals Council stuff, and UV lights were used as literal bombs to try to blow up and destroy the order who was there. The background on why Kellen did what he did and how Mira reacted to everything in the rest of the order and the children's parts was explained for understanders to read for the majority of what you got for introduction to people. The title of the book meant Kellen was on the edge of dawn/death, and Mira wanted to be there with him because she was drawn to him. The cover of the book was just the main couple kissing and the dermaglyphs representations that Kellen has. What stood out memorable was Mira grew up to be a kick-ass woman with her adoptive mother. Like her adoptive mother. And Nathan has emotions. I'm so proud of Nathan. He and his stepfather, Hunter, are just wonderful. Overcame their troubles and pasts to have emotions. My favorite passage from the story is, from this moment forward, we play by our own rules. Whatever it takes, whatever the cost, our new mission begins now. Lucan says this to the Order towards the end of the book, as the Altaeans showed their hands in trying to kill them all off. Original Crow was an Altaean who literally tried to kill him off in their own way, and Lucan's like, I'm done bowing down to the demands of the humans. We're going to do this our way, and we're going to do it the way that causes us the least amount of deaths. My favorite quote, I am Cyborg, hear me roar, Jenna said. She doesn't mind being part cyborg anymore because of Brock. Brock actually just made it better for her. And she accepted who she was and that she knew a lot about the history of the ancients, where they came from and their war and everything, but that doesn't tell us that stuff. Why are you at war with the Altaeans? Tell me. What I thought about the ending of the book. I was so glad that Kellen survived, even if he has to hide, and that Mira's eyesight was restored to her through Tessa's healing and Mira's blood bond to Kellen. So that means Mira, whose eyesight was fading away for the longest time, finally got healed through Tess and through the blood bond that she made with Kellen. What book did it remind me of? The Nightwalker series by Jacqueline Frank. I swear to you, one day I will read those. But it's not now. And if you see this video and my TBR says that Jacqueline Frank is on it, oh, there you go. Jacqueline Frank will be on it one day. This book, as you know, is part of a series called Midnight Breed. There are 18 books in the main series and actually 8 novels and a compendium. Apparently I was saying 9 novellas and there was only 8. You have Marked by Midnight as the next novella in the Midnight Breed series that is about Katriana Kitty Nova Riordan. Her ability is unknown. She mates with Matthias Rowan and is the adopted sister of Rune. You meet her, I think it's in Another book, Crave the Night, you meet more about her. And you learn a little bit more about her past. But I guess in this, Marked by Midnight, you get to know a lot more about her. I would give The Edge of Dawn a 4.5, mainly because it's the beginning of the new series and it's got a good setup. It's got great characters, but and actually in this one, more than anything, Kellen and Mira have been in love for years. After they grew up, obviously, because they met when Mira was very young. So it wasn't love at first sight, but it's not a full 5 because character driven and the plot is stalled, which I understand for books like these that the plot needs to be basically stalled and they have to have their own mini plots inside each book, so the overarching plot is still there, but it's just like slow going and you're just like, I want to get to all of it. I want to get to the end. Like, tell me all this stuff. Give me everything you want me to know. Come on, let's go. I will see you next illusion.